does flipping the classroom really mean for you, the student? So, this is a typical student life, and it's broken up into three parts. You have school, where students statistically spends about 8 to 10 hours of their day. You have home, where they spend the rest of that time. And for some students, home is split between extras, things like a job, sports, clubs, and service. Let's focus where they spend most of their time, which is at school. A high school student has 4 classes that are 90 minutes apiece. During that time, teachers spend about 50 to 60% of that 90 minutes lecturing. So they're spending 60 minutes with the teacher in front of the classroom only lecturing. At that point, there's only about 40% of class time left, in which the teacher breaks up into doing various activities and typically homework. Now, during that time, the student has little to no one-on-one interaction with the student, and typically depending on what level the student is at, based on the learning content, the student is either bored because they know that content and they're ready to apply it or publish something. They're either confused because the material went too fast, it went over their head, and they weren't able to ask some more specific questions that would take longer to answer, or they're right on pace and they just maybe need a little more practice, hence the homework. So now let's go to where the student spends the rest of their day, at home. Research shows that a student takes or spends 5 to 5.5 hours a night doing homework. And that pretty much leaves students with the 3 T's, where they want time to eat, time to relax, and time to avoid doing their homework. But once they actually start doing their homework, the students that actually do their homework, there's no teacher. And now the material that they understood when they were at school with the teacher is now a little bit confusing because they're on their own. And yes, they kind of still have their teacher because they have notes, but the notes are not 100% reliable. So they really do not have a good mastery of the content as opposed to when they were at school with the teacher. So this puts them in the 3 F's. They're frustrated, they're frazzled, and they try to finagle the worksheet. And because it takes so long to do homework, this leaves a student with no time for the extras that bring them joy, like the job, the sports, the clubs, and the service. Introducing the flip model, where instead of being at school for 4 classes, sitting through at least 30 minutes to an hour of lecture, you're doing the lecture at home through teacher-created lecture videos that you can watch on your PC, tablet, or even your cell phone. The best part about these lecture videos is that you can go at your own pace. You can pause, fast forward, or rewind, depending on what you need to know and what you need to get out of the lecture video. The best part is it's personalized. It's literally your teacher sitting in front of a camera lecturing to you. Now, what is that teacher lecturing about? Well, for no more than 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the video topic, the teacher is teaching you definitions, concepts, processes, providing you examples, giving you a chance to check your own understanding, and giving you very important points to remember based on the learning target or goal the teacher wants you to achieve. So now, instead of 5.5 hours, you got about 15 minutes, which can give you more time for the extras that bring you joy. So, what happens at school? Instead of learning the content and then going home to apply it at school, you're now applying the content. You're now actually working on the content, getting a problem, and trying to find a solution. But what if you're still in a non-mastery level? Well, now the teacher has time to break up into groups and spend one-on-one great concrete time with you to help you master and apply the content based on where you are in applying the content. Suppose you need some help. Well, now the teacher has more class time to help you really learn and master the content. Suppose you just need a little boost. Well, the teacher can show you another lecture video. You can actually compare notes with another student that's in the same situation, or you can do more practice activities to help you master and apply the content. Suppose you're ready to level up. Well, now it's time where we give you a real-world problem and you give us a solution. And then when you've leveled up, it's time for you to publish your own lecture video where you become the teacher. So in the flipped classroom, you have more time for the joy, and you have the 3 A's, where you're advancing, achieving, and most importantly, you're awake.